That's true.
So
It's really like an empathy walk.
It is.
Because
That's a good way of
you
saying
get in
it.
their shoes and go, is this, because that's really important.
Yeah.
How we feel when we're in a space happens pretty quick.
Does it feel cold? Does it feel warm and welcoming? Does it?
Sorry.
Yeah, you go.
I was just saying, actually, Forbes says it takes less than 7 seconds. Welcome back. Designed to help your business grow. Randy Lynn Johnson, Robin Pasley, and HB Pasley, where we are talking about brand auditing, a service that Robin offers to our clients. Previous episode, if you missed it, just pop on back. Just go see.
So we've been discussing our new offering, which is a brand audit.
Yes.
Brand audit is different than interior design as a contract to complete, because I've watched you over the years have business owners come in who are ready to update their space. They've got money, they've got time, they've got this new building that they're opening up. And after that first interview, you realize they're not quite sure about some of the basics of how to get their brand story into the building. They haven't thought it through. Yeah. Some of them, you mentioned earlier, like a lot of people, when we say brand, they just think logos and colors and well, those are important.
For sure, it's part of it.
They're supposed to tell your business story to affect an impression on your clients and your teammates, right? But some people don't have that basic stuff together. So you've always been boosting people's branding.
Yes.
Which you love to do.
I do love to do it.
This brand audit is different how?
Well, I think there's portions of it that are you do that are outside of the space, but inside of the space part of the brand audit is very it's almost clinical in the way that I'm coming through, like a checkup, like you went to the doctor.
It is like a checkup, and you carry a clipboard when we do these. You're going through a list, you're checking off certain things. Is this yes, no, maybe? You know. And in our last video, we talked about the focal point, how that's so important when you walk into a business. And then the second thing that you wanted to talk about that you do every time is?
I walk in and I try to get into the headspace of a customer or client, and I walk in and I just want to take in, how does it make me feel?
The way you make me feel.
There you go.
Make me feel so good.
Or not. Sometimes you don't feel so good.
That's
True.
right.
That's true.
So
It's really like an empathy walk.
It is.
Because
That's a good way of saying
you get in their shoes and go, is this, because that's really important. How we feel when we're in a space happens pretty quick.
Does it feel cold? Does it feel warm and welcoming? Does it?
Sorry.
Yeah, you go.
I was just saying, actually, Forbes says it takes less than 7 seconds to make your first impression.
We may have even printed that on the front page of our website.
We've talked about this. It's on our website and previous
It's true.
podcasts.
That is
it's
a
like
very
when you
short
meet
period of
people,
time.
but also spaces.
Yeah, and an important follow-up stat to that is it takes a lot more effort to unwind a first impression than it does to make one.
That's right.
But you have to plan the first impression, and that's part of why we design offices and commercial spaces.
That's right.
We don't do residential.
No.
Throwing that in there.
Thank you.
Freebie for the new kids.
So, I go in and I kind of want to feel what they're feeling when they walk in. And that is built by multiple things. It's the colors and the textures and materials that are used. Lighting is a huge piece of how a space feels.
Yeah, and all that blends together because you've used this word tone before. You're sort of looking for how is the tone set.
Yeah.
Like I've taken you out to dinner on more than one occasion. And we go in the building and I can tell on your face you're like, can't digest here.
I know for sure we've walked into a restaurant before and you turned back around and you're like, you're going to hate the lighting. We got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
So lighting is a key, but before you get there, let's just sit on this tone idea.
Okay.
Because a business owner has to decide how they want people to feel. They actually have to make a decision. If I was a very professional engineering firm, I might want people to feel confident that it's orderly, trustworthy, and clear.
Yeah.
If I'm caring for the elderly or for children or human care, I might want them to feel comfortable, relaxed, and at home. But that's a strategic decision, right? Not an accident.
Very strategic. And there are different materials and different colors and ways that we apply those. All the elements and principles of a design, we kind of take all of those and apply them to that space to see how can we use them to make people feel that.
So in this audit, what we're going to do is simply say, this is how we feel, this is how we think the space is conducting itself.
Yep.
And then the business owner can take that audit and decide, is that right or not?
Is that what I want
And
to
then they
feel?
can choose if they want to change
that's
that.
the right way to do it.
What happens, this might not be the place for it, maybe we'll hit it in another podcast, but if a business has an idea inside of what they want to represent. But you guys rattled out like, 3 words, and I know you help them narrow it down. What happens if they don't know? They're like, we want people to feel comfortable here.
But we're not quite sure what to do. Well,
Yeah.
that's a bit of an upsell. Do you want fries with that moment for me?
Yeah.
Because we do brand audits, but we also do full branding services here, which is a new offering for our firm. So I'm basically the chief branding agent. And when people know that they need to be relaying a story, they know that maybe they're focused on sales, for instance, and they want to make sure that the tone for their new clients is set properly and that they're distributing their value as quickly as they can through digital, through print, and through their space, then what you probably need to consider is having a brand strategy developed. You need a brand guide. Now, many people do this, and you probably have great people in your own town that can do this. You may have not thought of hiring a brand agent because you thought that was just logo development, but a great brand agent will do so much more. They're really going to help your business accomplish its goals using these tools that make these visual and other kinds of sensory impressions on client base. Okay? So that's the next step. And we can take you through that from start to finish. We can basically help you develop from your sales process all the way through a completed interior design, which I think is pretty unique.
Absolutely.
Thanks for that commercial.
I just got excited
I
thinking,
saw that.
like you come in, you're like, I feel away. And it's like, that's not what I want people to feel. I want them to feel something else. And you do actually walk them through, and you have a great process.
The brand audit, though, doesn't say you have to work with us. The brand audit might just
true.
be a nice review. You take it to somebody that you love in your town and just get after it.
I'd like to say that I think it's interesting, too, that I feel like it's, sounds like I'm going to toot my own horn here.
Beep it.
Toot it.
Beep, beep.
Horn, that the brand audit basically tells them what to do.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's a generous offering back to them, especially for the price point.
If you like to do it yourself, you could.
Yeah, because if they're do-it-yourselfers, just take it and accomplish everything you're on your own. You can even go hire your own designer to do it. Because so that's good to know that our branding audit is not tethered back to us.
Yes, it's not.
You won't get this unless you call me back.
That's right. So even from this video, I got excited there. A little caffeine. The first thing you could just ask yourself in your business is, when people come in, do they feel what I want them to feel or not? Yes or no? Make some changes.
Yeah.
Number 2, which you've alluded to because it's one of your favorite things. What's the element in the room that often sets the tone without anybody realizing it? It really affects it a lot.
Lighting.
Yes, that was a softball for you. Keep going.
It has to do with shadows and placement and color temperature.
Color temperature. If I've learned anything in my marriage.
And like fixture choice and how high it's hung and what is it focused on? Is it focused on anything? There's just so many parts of lighting, and to me, it is 75% of interior design is lighting.
Yeah, and the lighting decides if it feels comfortable and homey or task-oriented and professional.
Yeah.
We were in a building just the other day doing an audit, and because they had changed lighting colors in different hallways and entryways, the colors on the wall looked completely different.
Throughout the building.
I thought they painted the
same
building
wall
3
colors,
different
but
colors.
Same wall color throughout.
They
It
had changed
looked like 3
lighting
different
temperature,
colors.
and it was like weird pink up front and tan in the middle and
Yeah.
gray in the back. It was just really strange, and I thought we were going to have a paint job to recommend. And Robin, because she is who she is, she caught the lighting color. That's fun. Is there anything else that comes to your mind when we think about, are we establishing the right feel in the place?
Yeah, I think it's just really, is your brand being implemented in that space? Did you just go to the sign shop and get like a single sign and it's stuck somewhere? Do you have any collateral in your brand palette that has texture, visual texture or something? Is any of that being used?
Oh, those are fancy words.
Yeah, so it's like a design element. You'll go into think about a great restaurant you've been into, and you start to recognize something's been repeated throughout here. It's part of their brand. That all of those are pieces of how your story is being told in the space. And when there's none of that, it feels really generic. It feels kind of vanilla.
We're going to talk a little more about wardrobe in the next series. This is a 4-part series on things that are included in our brand audit, but they're things that you can start auditing your own brand with today. In the first video, we discussed focal point. In this one, we discussed how the space makes you
feel. In an increasingly competitive market, the merits of using interior design as a strategic growth tool can make all the difference in not just surviving, but thriving.
Pasley Commercial Interiors, designed to help your business grow.